back at it now. It's good to be back with all the guys, seeing everybody get back in the locker room. It's an exciting time of year.
Did you ever hold that players-only session in between spring and summer?
We had a couple throwing sessions. Yeah, we got a good group together and everything. Everyone's schedule is so different in the summertime. It's hard to get everyone together, but we had a good group
Is that here in San Jose?
around the area.
Jimmy, how are you approaching this training camp being as your first one, getting that started?
Yeah, I've been going about it similar to what I've done in the past. Obviously, different offense and different scheme and everything, but for the most part, preparing the same way as I have in the past. Good mindset going into it.
What's your practice philosophy? I mean, if you have a practice where you throw a couple of your sessions, is that a bad practice, or are you trying to take risks and test boundaries and things like that? I mean, how do you interpret those?
You never want to throw interceptions. Obviously, you want to complete as many as you can and be productive on the field. We're only given so many opportunities during training camp, so you try to make the most of each one. But at the same time, you're trying out new things with different guys, seeing who could make a play on a tougher throw or make that catch for you in a tight situation. So there's a lot of variables that go into it, but you don't want to take too many of those risks because then you're defeating the purpose of practice.
Jimmy, when you say that you're approaching the as you have in the past, you don't feel you need to take greater ownership of the offensive position because you're the incumbent starters?
I think that comes naturally, kind of. I've always kind of had the mindset of, approaching it as the starter, and, it's done well for me in the past. So, I mean, obviously there's things that are different as when you're the starter versus when you're the backup. But, for the most part, I think we have a good idea of what we're doing going into this.
Jimmy, comparing learning Kyle's offense last season to foreign language, how fluent are you in that language thus far?
I'm feeling good with it. It's obviously as a quarterback, there's always more things that you could learn and perfect your craft a little bit more here and there. But for the most part, feeling pretty good about it. We have had a good rhythm in OTAs, and when we left there feeling pretty good about ourselves.
Why is it important to learn it from the beginning like you did this offseason as opposed to the piecemeal of game plan by game plan of last season?
Well, it's just the situation I was in last year was so difficult because you're preparing for a defense that you're learning in a week, but at the same time you're learning brand new calls, new verbiage, all that stuff. So it was combining all of that into one that made it so difficult. So, being able to start from the ground up and learn the whys of the offense, how it all ties together, how one play helps dictate the next play, it just makes more sense.
When you were here working out last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before that, how much?
So I was here.
How many guys were working out with?
There was a big group here, actually. I didn't stay the whole summer. I went back to Chicago for a little bit for the 4th. Did a little house shopping. That was exciting, so I got to learn the area a little bit more. And, I was here for the most part. Went back for the 4th to Chicago to see my family and everything, and then I was back here. I did. I can't tell you where, man.
You made headlines recently with a date you went on. We just asked Kyle what he thought about it. He said it was a good learning experience for you in terms of getting a feel for the microscope you're under. What did you learn from the fallout of that?
Yeah, just, life is different now. My life off the field, I've never really been big on, being very public with things, even social media. I'm not out there a ton, but, my life's looked at differently, and I'm under a microscope. And it's like Kyle said, it is a good learning experience. Just have to take it in stride. I mean, it is what it is.
Jimmy, the last 5 games of last year have generated a lot of excitement here. How much do you embrace that and try to carry that forward? And how much do you think you need to sort of put that behind you and reset?
I think it's exciting for the fans, no doubt about it. It was a good end of the season, but I mean, it sounds very cliche, but it's a new year. We have new players. Every team is different around the league now, so it's you kind of start from the ground up, and I think we started with that in OTAs and got a good jump on it. But now training camp is here, and we just we have to take it one day at a time. And I know it sounds very cliche saying that, but that's the best way to approach it.
Kyle was saying, he felt like you guys flushed that away pretty quickly. How do you go about kind of blocking that stuff out? And as a leader, do you take it upon yourself to make sure that, guys aren't taking that to heart as well?
Yeah, I think we have a good group in there. Very focused group. Especially offensively, some of our key guys are new guys, and so they weren't even here for that last year. So it's all that coming together. Guys staying focused on OTAs and now training camp. I mean, it's an exciting time of year, and I think we have a good mindset going into it.
Jimmy, do you feel you got to play preseason games?
Say it again.
Do you feel you need to play in preseason games?
Whatever coach thinks. I think the preseason games, they help sharpen you up, obviously. But, whatever coach asks of me, that's what I'm here for.
Jimmy, you were quoted in a recent article saying, you believed in yourself that you could be better than Tom Brady. Obviously, as a high-level athlete, a lot of people think that way. But for you, where does that confidence stem from?
I don't know. It's kind of something I've had since I was a little kid. And, I think every good athlete, in order to be great at what you do, you need to be confident. It's not to say that you're better than somebody or someone's better than you. It's belief in yourself, really. And I think, even stemming back to when I was a little kid, when I said it in the article, I would play against my two older brothers in anything, and they were obviously bigger, faster, stronger. But you just have that mindset that, I'm going to go out here and win this, and it's good to have that.
So you go into the season just your confidence level as a team thinking, hey, we can make the playoffs, we can make a run like the Eagles did last year after going 7-9 the previous season?
First, we have to have a good training camp. So one step at a time there. But, I think, we'll set goals as a team, find out where everyone's head's at. And, we got a good group of guys in there. So it's easy to tell where guys' heads are and, what we expect out of ourselves.
I'm not sure we'll get you again before pads come on, but from a quarterback standpoint, what changes for you when pads come on?
I have the red jersey, so it's a little different. But, with the receivers and DBs, they get to do one-on-ones against one another, get a little more physical at the line of scrimmage. The pass rush obviously feels a little different when you're back there when guys have pads on versus OTAs and stuff like that. But, all that stuff, that's what really gets me excited is, that's when it's really football. People start hitting each other. It's more live.
Is there a difference in terms of how easily your receivers are able to come out of the breaks, or is there a patience that comes with having some pads on? Does it change your timing at all?
A little bit here and there. There's advantages and disadvantages. I mean, as a receiver, they're getting held a lot, so when you have pads on, maybe they could break off of them a little easier. Or the DB has an advantage at the line of scrimmage, maybe. So it depends how you look at it, but both ways, I think it's good for both sides.
What is Jared Cookie's ability in the pass game give this offense?
It's very unique. He, has the ability to run good routes, separate from the defender, and at the same time catch it and get the yards after the catch that are crucial in our offense.
Rich, your quarterback's coach back in spring said that the one thing that you hadn't had a lot of chance to do in New England and in college was the play action when you turned your back to your receivers and had to find them again and deep downfield. And he wanted you to get a lot of reps doing just that this offseason. Are you more comfortable with that particular kind of set of events?
Yeah, it's different than just like Rich said, it's different than anything I've ever done. But that's the nature of the beast. Every offense is different, has their own quirks in it and everything. And in this offense, that's one of the big components. So initially it was weird, but I think as time's gone on, I've become more and more comfortable with it.
Jimmy, Richard Sherman's emerged as defensive leader here very quickly. How much have you been able to interact with him? And is he a guy you can learn from even on the offensive side?
Absolutely. Yeah, very smart, savvy football player, and I'm glad he's on our side now. He was here all summer, and so we got a little time to talk to each other and break some things down with one another. But just a great mind to get into.